race, sir. Meanwhile, I'd like to shift focus to another aspect of what exactly the Prime Minister had said. The Prime Minister, in fact, while addressing during the joint press statement, that he stated that he's made, in fact, a sort of similarity is drawn between MAGA and Viksit Bharat. He stated that Viksit Bharat is essentially make India great again. Donald Trump is very famous for using his MAGA phrase. That is, in fact, the catchphrase that has brought him to power for the second term. The Prime Minister has said that MAGA and Miga can together become a mega partnership for prosperity. I'd like to rope in Himanshu Bhatt on this point. We've seen that Trump, in fact, yesterday itself, he stated that he will impose reciprocal tariffs. Now, India, this is a point of concern because even during the bilateral meet with Prime Minister Modi, Trump had emphasized that India is one country that imposes really steep tariffs. India is, of course, looking at safeguarding its own interests, especially as far as self-reliance is concerned, as far as manufacturing in India, making in India, for India and for the rest of the world as well. Meanwhile, Trump wants us to import more items from the United States of America. So how do we reconcile, how do we balance, our Atmanirbharta vision for a Viksit Bharat 2047 and, Trump's looming tariff threats on our heads?
Well, yeah, in your question itself, there's an answer for that. Miga and Maga to converge together to make a better future. That's what the leaders were talking about. And as far as, this reverse tariff and other things are concerned, yes, there are issues. There will be issues in a budding partnership because when one is a superpower, other one is an emerging power, there's going to be certain issues. But at the same time, you need to understand, accommodating each other. I'm using the word accommodating each other because this is a transactional partnership. And in a transactional partnership, accommodation does take place. Let me give you an example. Trump was very much insistent in his first term for a motorcycle like Harley Davidson, for example. He wanted the tariff to come down. Indian government did so. Still, did the sale of Harley Davidson increase? That's another issue in the trade. Because see, affordability in two different continents, in two different countries for a particular item will be different. And Indian masses could afford 1.5 lakh Hero Honda motorcycle, but not 8 or 10 or 12 lakh rupees Harley Davidson. That being its manufacturing cost, it becomes very, very difficult to sell it in India. Let me give you another example. A drink originated from USA, any brand for that matter, Coke or a Pepsi or whatever it is, which in Indian terms will be about 180 rupees. Whereas in India, you will get the same bottle for 30 rupees. Now what is better? How can you converge? But then the issue comes here. See, in this budget, Nirmala Sitharaman ji very clearly talked about toys. And everybody was there. Why is she talking about toys? But do people know that China and USA on a yearly basis have 66 billion soft toys and a small toys business, which will be tariffed now 15%. In such a scenario, there is a definite opportunity emerging in India. The same is the case with small modular reactors. We are talking so much about nuclear energy. Nirmala Sitharaman gave that indication in a budget. And here again, in this press, you will find that India and US will converge in the field of gas and natural energy and natural gas. Now Trump has started MAGA saying, drill baby drill. India always requires energy. And we will buy energy from anyone where it is comfortable for us. So you have to understand one thing, that it's a transactional relationship. There are no ifs and buts. Because this is my friend, I will buy from them. No, sir. if I want gas at $60 a barrel, if I want petroleum at $60 a barrel, whoever gives me at $60, I'll buy it. As simple as that. And that is what will make two countries prosper. Now, in this, and issues like Iran also will come as a hindrance. You might have to give some to take some. And that is what I see the whole press conference, and when they both talk by 2030 we'll go to 500 billion. I see that a possibility. The reason for that is very simple. You will have to give some, you will have to take some. Yesterday evening, I found, there was an announcement, there will be a joint statement from Indo and US on Khalistani terrorism. Whether that actually in black and white comes out or not needs to be seen. But after Modi ji met Tulsi Gabbard and the National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, I don't see that, because somebody raised an issue of Pannu. Well, I don't know where he will be, whether he will still remain in US in a couple of months' time, or he'll be running around somewhere in some part of the world. Well, that can happen, because times are changing. And don't forget one thing, Pia. When we are talking in terms of, two big countries, there are just four big men today. And when three come on one side, the fourth one always gets squeezed out. And you don't want to be the fourth one. You don't want to be the fourth one. And that's why when Donald Trump speaks for 1.5 hours to Vladimir Putin on phone, next day meets host Narendra Modi, that's a very big sign, very big giveaway for people to understand where the world is heading for. Because I will not be surprised now, in few months' time, you will have the age-old project of Durian Canal in Israel, Gaza, in the Nazab Desert being carved out, or starting the work, if that happens. And if that happens, that's a very, very big sign and a giveaway that Gaza Patti will be a new Riviera, maybe after 15 years. Well, that's what Trump has been talking about. He's been publicly saying, I want Gaza. He's been also publicly saying Canada to be that 51st state. But he's not said any of these things for Bharat or India. And that's a very big giveaway. So, at times, what is written or what is, semantics that come out, more than that, you have to look through in between things. And the way, as a journalist, the way I look at it, I find this very, very interesting. And this has just begun.
All right, sir, apologies to interject you.